Hello everyone. Thank you so much for all the love and support that you have given me the past few days. It has been quite bizarre. Special thanks to Daz. Thank you for sharing your community with me. Thank you for just viewing my channel and seeing my potential and picking me out of all the people you could have picked. I have to acknowledge that we are well over 100 subscribers on YouTube now. Thank you so much. And also over 100 followers on Twitch. I am just so grateful. You guys have seriously made my year. Today's video is not solely gameplay and funny moments. It's kind of on the subject of self-improvement, which is why I was so drawn to Daz's channel when I first started out playing Apex. Again, I've mentioned this quite a bit, but I started playing Apex Season 7, so it's been 8 months now. I don't have an FPS background. Apex was my first true PvP FPS game. When I say that I've only been playing Apex for 8 months, it's not to brag, it's not to make anyone feel bad. It's more so for me to explain that even though I've only been playing for 8 months, I was able to improve my aim substantially by doing the following things I'll talk about in this video. And I feel like anyone could improve their aim if they really want to. So here is how I improved my aim in Apex Legends without an FPS game background. One of the first things that I did when I first started playing Apex was I changed my sensitivity, and I stuck with that sensitivity the entire time since then. I play on mouse and keyboard, by the way, so this may be a bit different if you play on controller, but I started out at 1600 DPI. It felt way too fast. I could not control my aim as precisely as I do now. So I slowly decreased it until I settled at 800 DPI, which felt the best for me. Do what feels the best for you. It's important that you pick something and stick with it so you can build your muscle memory with that sensitivity. If you keep changing it up and down constantly, you're never going to get used to a specific sensitivity. There are a lot of resources on how to pick the correct sensitivity for yourself. I will link some resources below in the description if you want to check those out. I'm sure they're more detailed than I could ever be. Second method of me improving my aim was using an aim trainer. In my case, I used Aim Labs. I do have Kovacs and have tried it as well. I didn't like the UI as much, so I kind of stuck to Aim Labs. I would train on that about 15 minutes a day max, every single day for the first 3 months. And that sounds excessive, but with me and no FPS background, I really wanted to improve, so I used an aim trainer. I'm not sponsored by Aim Labs or anything. I'm saying this for me purely using it on my own for 78 hours. I think that it is a wonderful tool to isolate your specific weaknesses that you wouldn't get much practice if you just played Apex by itself. You guys don't have to be as crazy as me and do 15 minutes a day. I know you guys have busy lives, but I guarantee you if you just take 5 minutes out of your day to aim train and do it consistently, you will see an improvement in your aim. I think most of my aim accelerated from me using Aim Labs so often. The repetitiveness is important. You can't just skip 2-3 weeks in between your training. My personal weakness was tracking, so I focused on that a lot. Here's some footage of me doing strafe track about a month in of my aim training. Not too good. And then I improved it along the way. And here's some recent footage of me doing strafe track, which is a lot better. You can see I'm on target a lot more. And I have definitely felt that that has translated into my gameplay. My third method of how I improved my aim so quickly is repetition. I practiced nearly every day, Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday, and I played about 3 hours a day. Now you guys don't have to go to that extent. I know we're all busy, we have jobs to take care of, other things in our lives, but repetition is really important. If you want to improve in Apex, you have to play Apex. There is something called the principle of specificity, which is very hard to say, but it basically means that if you want to be better at a particular skill, you have to practice in that particular skill. Let's say that you wanted to improve your skills in tennis. You wouldn't play basketball to get better at tennis, you would just play tennis. So the same applies to games. If you want to get better at Apex, you have to play Apex. I'm not saying you have to play every single day, but at least play every other day or whenever you have the free time and you want to play. You're not going to get better if you take a month break in between playing and then you come back. A lot of the good players that I look up to simply just say that they have more hours in the game. And yes, they're good at the game, but they're better because they keep practicing and they keep pod dropping and taking fights. Keep exposing yourself to fights in Apex. Keep exposing yourself to the game. On screen, as you can see, is my first 1 to 2 months of playing in my footage. I don't have footage from my very first few weeks of playing, unfortunately, but you can definitely see all of my struggles. For the rest of this video, I will show you guys gameplay from my recent few days of playing. You'll see that I'm a lot more consistent, and that's where I am now. The last way I learned how to improve my aim is going to sound really simple and silly, but it is breathing. Now don't get me wrong, I still forget to breathe sometimes, and I will say on my stream that I wasn't breathing during that fight, and there's always going to be something that is able to be improved. And for me, it's my breathing. I noticed at the beginning when I would play, I would panic at every single gunfight. I would not take deep breaths, and I would just whiff all of my shots. You really have to train yourself to calm down during fights and remind yourself that you can aim. You're just freaking out. You're able to aim, just breathe. I know it's easier said than done, and while you may not remember in the moment, you will build that skill over time. I'm not saying I'm anywhere near Shroud or ACU. I don't think I'll ever be at that level. But I'm telling you guys all of this because 8 months ago, I genuinely felt like I would never be able to improve my aim, even while I was doing all of these things. I felt like I started FPS games way too late. I'm 23 now, by the way. I started when I was 22. I really felt like it was too late for me. And now objectively looking at all of my progress, to see this improvement in myself, maybe it'll give you guys some hope that you can improve your aim if you feel like you're inconsistent or your shots are just not connecting to people. And please let me know in my comments if you have used an aim trainer. I know all of you pretty much come from Daz, and he's a big advocate of aim training. I would love to see all of us improve alongside each other in terms of our aim. Please let me know if you've seen a big difference in your aim. I would love to know your guys' stories. The next video will be back to our regularly scheduled gameplay. Thank you guys so much for all the support again. I love you guys. See you next video.